Hey everyone, in the Street Fighter 6 How to Enhance Gear video, I'm going to show you how that system works. It's a bit confusing when you first discover it. So you first see it with this Apparel Clark Gamora. So let me show you where this is. When you get to Urban Park, which is I think about chapter 3 or 4 or something, you go through the metro, you come to this area and there is this seller here, Apparel Clark Gamora. And when you visit that dude, you will see there's an option to enhance gear, but it's a bit confusing. So I'm going to talk about it and show you how to enhance gear and explain everything about it. So we talk to him and there's this option now, enhance. So if you go to this, you then have access to all of the stuff that is possible to enhance. You cannot enhance everything you own. So for example, my Chun-Li t-shirt that I got for, I think that was a pre-order bonus or something, I can't upgrade that, but certain things I can, such as my ripped jeans here that are pretty fearsome. The other thing I've got equipped are these boxing shoes. So I'm going to show a couple of ways to enhance stuff. So the first thing is you need to pick what you want to enhance. So I'm going to say enhance the boxing shoes. Now sharp people may have noticed that my shoes seem to be different to what I've got equipped. That's using appearance. So I like the yellow shoes, but I'm using the effects of the boxing shoes. So let's say I want to enhance these. So down the bottom left, you see it says confirm enhancement. If I press A, it then shows the gear just behind me. I'm going to move my camera down so you can see a bit clearer what's going on. And so what this is saying at the minute is these boxing shoes have a kick strength of 48 and defense of 19. So they're quite nice. And the confusing thing is you've then got access to all these materials here, and this threw me completely to begin with because I was like, what on earth is this? So what you can use is any piece of clothing that appears here when you've moved your gear to enhance on the right to help build up the sort of experience points of this and give them a boost. So for example, this sumo belt, if I go to this and press A to select, check above, my boxing shoes go to +1 and the stats have just come up a little bit. I'll just turn that off again just to show you again. So let's turn it off. So we go from 19 to 21 on defense and kick strength 48 to 54 by trading in a sumo belt. So let's add and add again. And now we're up to 2 and check it out. Kick strength is now 60, defense is 22. So what you want to be doing here is basically finding lots of bits of clothing, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. And you can use that to upgrade your equipment or enhance your gear. So I'm going to use all of these. But what you want to be doing is make sure you don't trade in anything that you really want or that's got possibly some really good stats. So look in the middle before you trade something in to check it's not got something special about it. You can also look at the rarity of them. So you can see what I'm enhancing top right, it says super, whereas this short shorts is only rare. So I'm like, nah, I'm not too bothered if I lose those. So I'm going to trade those in as well. And now my boxing shoes are up to +4. Now, the other thing that's important is you also need Zenny to do this. So just above my head there, you can see it says enhance 6,100 Zenny. So I'm going to go, cool. For that 6,100 Zenny and this junk that I've got, I can upgrade my gear to this, and that's going to give me that bump up of kick strength and defense. So to do that, I hit the menu button just above my head there. You see it says the menu button. That'll show a different button if you're on the PlayStation, and it's going to spend 6,100. It also confirms that on the left hand side, enhance. You see that bottom left? So we do that. Do I want to proceed? Why, yes I do. So all of that stuff was traded in, so the Zenny and the things that we selected, but my boxing shoes now sit at +4, which is pretty cool. Now there are better ways to upgrade stuff rather than just trading in clothing, and that's what I want to talk about now. There's a thing called street fiber that you will get from time to time. So let's have a little look at this rather fierce GI or fierce gi top that I've got from Ryu, so defeating Ryu, and you can see the stats on it are legendary. I've already upgraded this to +6, so the defense is sitting at 110. So let's confirm enhancement. Let's say I want to carry on with that. Now with this one, I've got the ability to use this street fiber torso. So you will get this from defeating certain people. I'll cut in a little video showing how this, or where, the sort of places that you get this, but typically just keep an eye on fights, go to the details of the fights, as I'll show in a clip in a second, and you can sometimes get this as a win for doing certain things throughout the fight. So if I want to use this, I just press A to select, and the difference here, if I flick between it on and off, look at the jump up, we'll take it to +8 using that. Now, the more sort of rare the gear is, in this case legendary, the more it will cost to upgrade. So this is going to cost a whopping 24,000 Zenny to upgrade, but it's going to get it up to +8. So I could also think about some of these other things here that I don't need, like this varsity jacket, but look, it's not really going to bump me up that much by trading these in. There's still a lot to upgrade this all the way up. And again, we want to be careful that we don't trade in something that I really want. So that's about all I want to trade in here. So let's say we want to do that. We want to enhance, same sort of thing. And you can see the fierce Gi is now at +8, so it's a lot to keep getting this guy up, but it's going to be worth it because it's legendary, and eventually it's going to build up even more powerful. So it didn't seem to give me a great sort of up of defense or anything there, but hey, you know, sometimes you'll see that and sometimes you won't. Hopefully by the time we get it all the way up, that'll be good. So the other thing I just want to finish off on is, well, a couple of things. First of all, if you, those details, when you go up to people, if you go up to them like this and hit details, what you're looking for is bits of clothing. So this one, get hit by 5 attacks from this opponent, or hit with a 7-hit combo, I could get those 2 bits of clothing, which is pretty cool. So I don't want to make this too long, but you get the idea. What's this dude? Knocked down 3 times. This dude take a total of 3,000 damage from this opponent. So if I let them hit me a lot, I would get that sumo belt. This one, defeat without using items. That's going to be quick. Let's do that. So you'll just see that I'll get a belt very, very quick. Come here. No, she's got a block in. Oh, that looked painful, didn't it? There we go. So you can see we got the sumo belt. So Street Fiber, occasionally, if you go up to a character, check the details. She'd stop walking. It says knocked down 3 times, and I will get this Street Fiber head. So let's fight her and see if that's the case. And these are really useful for you know, upgrading your clothing very quickly, as opposed to having to trade in loads of stuff. There we go. We've got the Street Fiber head there. So that's a nice example of it. So that's much more cost effective, I think, and using those to trade in than going up to this guy and buying the clothing. That's your other way of getting clothing. Of course, you could talk, buy here, and get that. Now, another thing I want to point out is it's sometimes worth looking at this bit in the middle. What I've done is if it hit right stick, because I think when I was default, it didn't show any information about this, and I'll get an idea of my stats on the right. But of course, that's comparing against my most, you know, my fierce Gi top, so it's not going to beat it, but the core stats might be worth a look. So to try that, you can just press the right stick button, and it will, you know, show this extra information. So you can see the core defense of that is 38, 75. I'm probably not going to find anything that beats that, but anything that's super or legendary could be worth it. So we'll just have a little look through and see whether there is anything, and it doesn't really look like it. So you can see there, you know, but sometimes you'll see some interesting things like these leather gloves will give unique attack strength, but also pure punch strength boost and attack strength boost. Unique attack boost of small. So sometimes you'll see additional perks, which may make them worth investing in. So this is something to think about before you upgrade. So like these boxing gloves that I've got would give a punch strength boost as well. So it's worth keeping in mind that as you go. The last thing I want to show you is just about equipping that stuff. So if you hit the screens button on the Xbox, or whatever button gets you to here, go to your status. This is the gear. So top left, you see it says gear effects. And for me, this is showing, these are the things that I've equipped that I'm using. But my gear appearance down here, this is what you're seeing as I'm running around, because I prefer this look. So that's something you can do. You can always equip different gear to what you're using. If you've, you know, like the ripped jeans I like the look of, but the boxing shoes I do not. So I've kind of overridden those with these shoes. So I get the stats of the other shoe, but you know, this is the one that I want to have as my display shoe. So you can see there that we've just switched to the black ones. But my gear effects remain the same as the boxing shoes there. So that's something that's quite useful. And then the other thing you can look at here is try, you know, moving these on or off, or you can, so if I jump into here, we could toggle the defense perk there against these beautiful bare legs. I would get a drop of 104 defense. So it is quite critical to be working on these. Sometimes, like we saw there, you may need to go to your appearance, or if you got it wrong, you know, to override that. So if it's wrong here, then you go here and put on whatever trousers you want there. But I'll go back to those yellow shoes because I quite like those. There you go, my friends. That's how to enhance gear in Street Fighter 6. I hope that was useful to you. Let me move this back to where I normally am. If it was useful to you, give us a thumbs up, please. Much appreciated. Any comments, welcome. I'd love to know what you found so far that's some of the best gear and cost to upgrade, and whether you've got any tips on that. In terms of getting the Zenny, have a little look at my other video, but there is a little Zenny. Where is it? I'm trying to think now. Is it across the road? Yeah. Just over here. You want to go and see this person who has a mini game that earns you some really good Zenny. You just keep rinsing and repeating it, and eventually you will unlock the hard mode, and that will earn you over 10,000 Zenny every 40 seconds, which is really cool. So Damage Researcher Brick, so well worth looking at that to earn the Zenny as well. Hope that was useful. If it was, thumbs up would be cool, much appreciated. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe. I'll also put some other Street Fighter 6 tutorials on here. Cheers.